What's up, guys? I'm back with part 2 of my custom bosses on Bedrock Edition. And if you can already see this strange structure behind me, I'm going to be building off of the things that I did yesterday on the last part and showing you some different things. Today I made it so that my evoker boss can actually fly around and even shoot some little fireballs at me. It's a very simple command. It may seem kind of complicated, but I promise it's not that intimidating once you take a look. And I'll go ahead and get in here and show you guys what it looks like. I'll do it once in creative, and then maybe at the end of the video I'll hop into survival and see if I can kill him in survival too. So what's going to happen basically, I'll tell you beforehand, is I'm gonna walk in here, and when I walk through there, it's gonna summon the boss, and the wall will close behind me, and it will probably start raining and thundering, and it'll just be an epic boss fight scene. Maybe not epic, but it's a start. So let's get into it. I'll just run straight in here. Oh gosh, scary noises close behind me. This evoker guy, oh no! If I were in survival, he would be shooting fireballs and spitting out those little fangs at me. I'll come up here. You see, I actually have to hit him twice before I can knock him down on the ground. You might want to give the player a bow or something, shoot at it. And I'll just go ahead, make sure this guy dies. I kind of have him in a corner. He's named Miniboss this time. I had him named Test last time. You see, if I kill him, this guy clears up, and you win. I didn't set up anything to where another door opens up, but I can go ahead and break this out again. Just a little door that I had. So, underneath here is where the command blocks are. You can see I'm actually going to break that repeater. This command block here is simply testing for a player to walk near it, so that way when you walk over it, it gives the redstone signal out to the rest of the command blocks. These are the sound effects, and I'll be going over each of these commands, so don't worry. These are filling in the door behind me, and then these are summoning the creatures. These over here, this one is testing for the boss in the game, and if that is true, then it changes the weather to thunder, and then it also turns off this redstone torch, and that way when this becomes false, when the mini-boss dies, the redstone torch will turn back on and activate the weather clear command block. You might be able to find a better way of doing that, but that's about the quickest I could come up with. And you see, you can already start seeing how this Testfor command works. If I walk close to it, redstone signal. If I walk away, no redstone signal. So that's what it looks like underneath there, but I'm going to be coming over here and showing you guys really just the basics of how I set it up, and I'll be showing you how to type some commands in and all of that stuff. So, as you already saw, this is the Testfor command block. You can see the redstone torch is on. If I walk close to it, it gives out a signal and turns the redstone torch off. Just like that. So, you can see the command. It's just on Bedrock Edition, it's really nice because you can just use Testfor. On Java, you have to get around using the execute command, but we get to use Testfor on here. And I'll just go ahead and show you how to type that in, even though you can probably read it there. You're going to want to type in Testfor at P, so a player, one player. And then if you want it to be a distance, like how far away they are from the command block, you want to put 2 square brackets, and R equals, and then however many blocks away. So if I set this one to 10, and then change the block to repeat, always active, then I'll give it a comparator. You can see it's activated, activated, and it unactivates back here. But if I'm within 10 blocks of it, a 10 block radius, then it will give out a redstone signal. So that's how that works, and this is essentially the same thing. This is not testing for a player, as you can see, nothing is happening, but this is testing for the boss, the evocation illager, or the evoker, and name equals Miniboss. So how you would type this in is similar, basically the exact same. Testfor, except you want to type at E, so an entity you're looking for this time, not a player. Type equals, and then for an evoker it's called an evocation illager, comma, name equals, and then since I named mine Miniboss, it will be named Miniboss. And that's it. It's that simple, and you want to make sure it's on repeat, always active. And that is the exact same as this command block. But you will see I have the Miniboss spawn egg here. If I spawn him in, you will see it gives out a signal, and that redstone torch will turn off, and it will also start raining because of the command blocks I have over there. But here you can see there's the rain coming in, the thunder. Go ahead and try to kill him. Make sure you see redstone torch is off, and even when he's all the way over there, it's still giving out the redstone signal because there's no radius. It's just testing if he is alive in the world. So you actually might get into trouble with this if you're messing around with it, because if you accidentally spawn one of these things like far away, he will not die. These things are tough. Let's see, it clears up. But if you accidentally spawn one of them far away, then it will just keep raining if you have that command block activated. So if that happens and you don't know where he is, then you can always just go to chat and type in /kill at E, and that will kill all extra entities. There's none in this world, so that's why it said no targets, but that's fine. So I'll go ahead, I didn't put it in here, but I'll go ahead and show you the /summon command, how I spawn one of these guys. And you don't need to make this one repeating, it'll just be an impulse command block. So all you're going to do is summon, and then you want to do, let me run over here, I can actually just show you guys, because this is a really simple command. So this one is summoning the Miniboss. So how this works is you want to type in summon, and then the entity you want to summon. So for an evoker, it's an evocation _ illager. And then you want to type in the coordinates you want to spawn them, or if you just want to spawn them on the command block, then you type in the squigglies, and then, well, I guess I will type it in. Sorry to be running around all over the place. So we're going to be, there we go, summon evocation illager. If you just wanted to spawn them on the command block, then you would just do the 3 squigglies, 3 little tildes. I think that's what they're called. And then if you want him to have a name, which we do, since we want him to have the effects, so we want to call him Miniboss, then what you type in is custom name with the C and N capitalized, space, you just need a space, and then quotes, and then for us it'll be called Miniboss, and that can be changed to whatever you want. And that will spawn him right there. All this stuff happens too, because his name is Miniboss. I'm just going to make this simple, /kill at E, get rid of him, and that's that. So that's the summon, and then in just a second, when I show you how to make him fly around and stuff, I'll get to the second summon block, because you're essentially summoning a ghast. Before I do this, because that'll go with the other summon block, these are how I filled in the door. This is really simple. It goes with a video that I've already done as well. I'm filling, I didn't finish typing that one in, but that's okay. I'm just filling each row, since this is how I made it, with obsidian, ancient debris, and glass, because obsidian and ancient debris do not explode since he shoots fireballs. I didn't want them to explode. I'm just filling each row, so I have 3 command blocks, so 1 filling the row of obsidian, and 1 filling the row of ancient debris, which it did with that one, and then one filling it with glass. So I've already gone over it, but you just type in fill and then 2 coordinates from either corner, and since it's just a row, I'm just doing the coordinates from here and from here. And you do that, and then block you want to fill it with. Simple as that. And then these are the sounds. That's how I played the extra sounds when I went through. So this is the ghast scream. I hate that sound. And then this is the lightning. And then these are how you get the sounds to sound like they're around you. You can type in coordinates for where you want the sounds to play. And how you do that, I'll play it for you. You can hear there's 2 different sounds. If I step over here, there's the wololo sound. Step over here, you can hear more loudly the other sound, which is the prepare attack. And you can look up and find lists of what these sounds are called, because they all have kind of funky names. For the ghast scream, you want to just use /playsound space mob.ghast.scream for the ghast scream space, and you want to make sure you have @p, or you could do @a at all players, or just @p at the one player, nearest player. So that's for the ghast scream, and then for the lightning, it is playsound ambient.weather.lightning.impact. Kind of lengthy, but that's it. So now, how do I get a evoker to fly around? Well, it's actually more simple than you might think. You just want 2 command blocks that are one of them is repeating, and one of them is a chain command block. So you want to make sure that the repeating one is going into the chain one, and this one you want to have on chain, conditional, always active, so that when this one is activated, it will also activate this one, and you will see why in just a second. So I'll just show you this command. It is execute @e brackets name equals ghast squiggly squiggly squiggly, and then tp @e name equals Miniboss squiggly squiggly squiggly. And what that is doing is it's checking to see, that's what the execute does, it's checking to see if there is an entity named ghast, which there is because I spawn in a ghast that is just named ghast. And then no, you don't have to type in any coordinates because you're immediately teleporting it to another entity that is named Miniboss, or you're teleporting this entity to that one. So since it's an always active command block, it's just constantly going to be keeping the illager or the evoker following the ghast around, just like over and over, constantly ticking and keeping it there. And then you have this facing, and that makes it work. I haven't tested it out to see exactly why, but it makes them face the same way that the ghast would. So facing 3 up arrows and then 15. I'll show you how to type this in, just because sometimes it can be useful to see how it's typed in. So it's going to be /execute, or just execute, @e, and then 2 brackets. And then that's where you're going to type in name equals ghast, and then you want your 3 squigglies, and then tp @e 2 brackets name equals Miniboss, and then same, your 3 squigglies, and then you type in the facing 3 up arrows, not a 6, and then 15. Make sure you have it set to repeat, unconditional, and always active. And that is that first command block. And then the second one what it's doing is giving the ghast invisibility. So that's just effect at E, name equals ghast, and then invisibility. And the reason I have it as a chain is so that this will only be active if the, in this case, the Miniboss is alive, if the evoker is alive. So that way, if I just spawn this ghast here, he's not invisible. He's only invisible if I then spawn a Miniboss. You see how that works? And sadly, this means it is thunderstorming again. So make sure that the repeating ones going into this one, set it to chain, conditional, and always active. And the command is very simple, just effect at E, at any entities named ghast, and then invisibility 1, because that's all you need, and then just whatever number you want. It doesn't really matter, because this is the duration. You could just leave it as 1, but knock yourself out with that. So I hope that you were able to follow that pretty well. I know that wasn't the best explanation, but it's a pretty good base to get started testing things out with. And I know that this setup that I have is not the ideal for whatever you might want, but I thought it was pretty nifty, and hopefully you will be able to use this. I'm trying to do that without activating the Testfor command block. Hopefully you will be able to build your own little thing based off of this, and obviously you can switch out these mobs with whatever you want, switch out the names with whatever you want. You can give the ghast different effects too. If you want him to have more health and not just be 2-hit, then you can give him absorption or regeneration, whatever you want. You would do that the exact same way. You would just do effect at E, name equals ghast, and then absorption 3, 12. Like I said, this last number is the duration that they have the effect, but since it will be constantly activated, the duration number doesn't really matter. So once again, if I just spawn the ghast and there's no evoker, then he's just going to be normal. But now if I spawn the ghast and an evoker, the ghast will be invisible and hopefully have more health as well. Yeah, I think I hit him 3 times there before he had to die. So yeah, I mean, you can just mess around with it however you would like to. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and like I said, we're able to find a useful part of it that you can use to make your own custom bosses. And I will be putting out probably just one more video to give you guys a couple more ideas, mostly focusing on things like what the mobs drop. So after you kill the ghast, maybe he'll drop like, you know, a healing potion or something to give you hearts, because he's probably hit you a couple times. Or maybe he'll drop a fire resistance potion. It's endlessly customizable. And the same goes for the other stuff. I'll probably just use this Miniboss guy again and make him drop some diamonds or something. I don't know. But I'll show you guys how to do that and see if I can find some other cool stuff to show you too. Make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the bell so that you're notified when I post new videos. And I will see you guys in the next one.